Peace, everyone. I hope you are very well, wherever you may be. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. We are exploring infinite potential and elaborating on the manuscript Peaks and Valleys. I have dedicated this mini-series to going through page by page each paragraph and elaborating further in detail to provide some different perspectives, because this book is 64 pages, seemingly short, but it's packed with different ideals to explore. So with that being said, I don't want to waste any time. We'll get right into the manuscript. I'm going to read this page, and from this page we will further explore. Now, here are some words to take into consideration when developing strategies to optimize healthy energy patterns, eliminating unwanted energy patterns that serve no purpose, transmuting energy patterns that are resourceful but are currently being misdirected, and internally tap the reservoir of prana effectively. Please take your time in this section to study carefully and review the notes as many times as necessary. This section of the book is going to provide some meat and potatoes for taking some notes. So if you would like to jot some notes down, I'm just throwing that in there as a reminder. I think it's the next 3 pages. Today we are just looking at these 2 points. First is, integrate a reductionist mentality when implementing solution to the energy patterns that are being focused on. That is, do not overcomplicate or overthink. Do not add multiple supplements to your routine, and do not expend your prana to anything out of your control. And 2 is, separate from external stimuli serving no higher purpose. Eliminate consumption of processed foods. Reduce entertainment through digital mediums to a minimum. And at the bottom, the goal is to redirect the intention of will. Feel free to pause here. I'm going to make this full screen. So, a reductionist mentality is addressed here and suggested because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, we are already overstimulated and bombarded by advertisements, commercials, the media, embedding ideas into the unconscious or our subconscious without people even realizing that that is happening. And it is suggestion after suggestion, always trying to impress the next idea into the human. The reductionist mentality will allow the individual to go within and explore the imagination and the other faculties of visualization and work towards a self-healing process through a repatternized effort. By redirecting the will, you can shift and transmute these energy patterns that are not serving a purpose without adding more layers on top of what you're already doing. I think this is very important to consider, and I think it will help in the long run assist the individual in clearing the distortions of frequency or, of your thoughts or your habits, right? That's what I'm referring to here. And not spend any money, not spend any extra time, not have any chemical imbalances, psychological imbalances by overcomplicating, overthinking, or by taking and adding things to your habit or routine. And lastly, do not expend your life force or your prana to anything out of your control. Don't waste your breath. That is one way, another way to say it. Really, in a deeper sense, convening with silence in a more meditative sense. And two, as the stimuli serving no purpose or no higher purpose. I don't always like to look at things higher or lower, so in efforts to elaborate with multiple perspectives here, not things that aren't helpful to you, things that aren't assisting you or the people around you, or nature, your environment in general, that make you feel weighed down, that make you feel heavy or stuck or stagnant, or feel like you're looping in a certain energy pattern that's not making you feel well. Maybe it's something temporary psychologically, like a procrastination. That's the word I'm looking for. In the mind, or maybe it's, it could be in the physical of some sort of indulgent habit that we have, or we're just working on balancing different aspects of the nature of our being. It's not again, not necessarily low or high. They are what they are, and it's all part of a series of a collective of divine machinations. Hopefully that makes sense. And the processed foods hopefully is more self-explanatory. If not, that's fine. It's more so relating to your food being medicine, which is how I am learning to develop a relationship with how I nourish myself with food. And I'm honorably suggesting people to consider the same for what they're feeling and its correlation and importance to their overall well-being and vitality in relationship to food patterns, eating habits. So with that, along with that, like if there isn't enough already, reducing the entertainment. And the reason for that is definitely explained on other pages. Watch some of these other videos in the series, and you will see. There's an embedding of programming, of spellcasting in the mainstream. And most of our forms of entertainment have embedded ideals shaping subconscious and the culture of societies. And this can be seen psychologically in different demographics. And they've been doing this, and I mean they by the people who control the mainstream media. You can do further research, or I'm sure, reach out to me if you're having trouble finding anything, and I'll do my best to assist. So it says to a minimum on the page. I'll open this up one more time at the end here. And it says, to a minimum. So I'm not saying to completely eliminate it. As a matter of fact, a lot of you're developing awareness of how to watch some of these programs will build along with the inner awareness So as you develop a better relationship or attunement to the inner eye, some of the veils will be unraveled and uncovered through the predictive programming that's embedded into the fields of entertainment. So again, it's not saying to eliminate it, especially if you can utilize it as a tool for which I just aforementioned. So there are multiple ways that I just mentioned to transmute, redirect the intention of will on just this page alone. And again, please take your time in this section. Review the notes as many times as necessary. And all of this can be optimized at the agency of your will and through the initiate of your life spirit, of your breath, of your willpower, transmuting these energy patterns. So play this back one more time if some of it didn't make sense, or please reach out to me if you will to. I have an announcement to make about a new book publication, and I have it right here to show you, along with Peaks and Valleys, which I didn't want to leave out, as I recently, the book that we're reviewing now is also something I recently published. It's relatively new. So there's Peaks and Valleys. The Amazon link is in the description below, or will be in the comment section, below, if you are interested on getting it, on purchasing through there. If not, that's fine. I'm going to go through. This is just if you would like to support and if you would like a paperback version of the material yourself. That's the first book. And following up the first book, which I will be going through both of these books on this channel. So stay tuned if this is something that is intriguing to you, or if this is resonating with you, or if this is something that's helping you expand further in your own journey. Here's Synchronous Universe, which is the most recent publication. I have a slightly different cover of this book that I'm going to be testing. It should be here pretty soon. I'm waiting for it to arrive, and once I do a final check, I have both of these. These are both available now, and once I do a final check, you will see a slight variation in the cover. However, manuscript is exactly the same. So again, everybody, thank you for being here. If you would like to reach out, please don't hesitate. And I'm wishing everybody a wonderful start to their weekend. Moving into Friday afternoon and Saturday, Sunday over here. So with that being said, everybody, let me get out of here. Have a great rest of your day, a weekend, and please consider like, share, or subscribe. I will mention that also because it really helps the channel right now as it's in its beginning stages. That is actually probably the best way to support if you don't feel like getting this material. And again, this is going to be completely covered page by page, free through the course of time. So stay tuned, and I will see you in another video. Please take care. Much love. Peace.